Kickoff is an event where a new game is released. It happens usually the first Saturday of January.
Dean Kamen typically gives a speech. Other employees at First give information on different things like the Kit of Parts that year.
Kit of Parts is like a decent sized bin that is full of just parts that you're probably going to be using throughout the year.
We always get a drive base and new wheels. Basic electronics, wires, useful things like adhesive was in there this year, some tape, but not much else mechanically.
Game animation, it's almost like a demonstration on how everything is supposed to run, best case scenario.
Once we're done with kickoff and receive our kit of parts, we usually head back to our school.
We read through the rules together, make sure we all understand what we can and cannot do for this game. So we say, okay, this is what we want to play each match, this is how we want to play the game, this is how we're going to score. In the first week, we typically discuss different mechanisms for how we're going to score. We turn those mechanisms into CAD models, which we then turn into prototypes. We aim to typically finish CADing up around the middle of the second week. Programming is a huge portion of an FRC robot because without it, your robot's not going to be able to do anything. Basic code for just being able to drive the robot comes standard with the Kit of Parts LabVIEW disc. But if you want your robot to do anything else but drive like actuate a motor, actuate a piston, then you got to add that in. For building our autonomous code in which the robot has to do all of its actions on its own in the first 15 seconds of the match, we have to make sure everything is in a sequence so that once one sequence is completed, it moves on to the next action it needs to do. And we have to make sure that we time everything properly and fit it within that 15 seconds. We need to build as quickly as we can because we only have 6 weeks to get this thing done. And not only just to build it, but 6 weeks to test it and make sure everything works. That last week of build season is typically when we do our calibration. In a typical FRC match, the game starts with a 15-second autonomous period. And in that period, the robots have to do everything on their own with pre-programmed instructions. They can't have any driver control whatsoever. In fact, the drivers have to stand behind a line. After that, the majority of the match is the tele-operated period. And in that period, the drivers control their robots, score points however they want, and typically in the last 30 seconds or so, there's the end game. And the end game is where the robots do something for bonus points. Each match consists of 6 teams and 2 alliances, 3 robots on each. So competition typically runs on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in March. On that Thursday, we have our stuff already loaded in from the night before.
In the pits, we got the robot all set up, ready to go on the field.
And then get our robot inspected. On Friday, we get our assigned match schedule, and so we know exactly who we're playing with and against all day Friday and the beginning of Saturday. And so with that, we plan out all our matches for the day. As we get closer to each match, we make sure that the robot's running all day.
That's where I came in. Me and a couple of other people, we had to fix up the robot for the next match, get it all ready to go, tighten down nuts and bolts.
And then we go out and play our matches and do our best that we can, and then come back, make adjustments as necessary. The teams that are ranked in the top 8 have the opportunity to pick their alliance. They go down the line from 1st seed to 8th seed until everyone has 3. Once everyone has 3, then we play bracket style competition until there's one alliance that ends up winning.
We've got a pretty nice group of people here.
I like the fact that we do get to learn about subjects in STEM fields like science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
In the end, it's pretty fun.